So as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk to you about in this video, I was really racking my brain for something that was going on in my life that I know would resonate with other moms, other people, so I could bring some real meaning and value to you. And as I was doing some soul searching and looking through my oils and my books and all of that stuff, I had something that really stood out to me that I knew was what I needed to share. So today I'm going to be talking to you about spikenard. So it's a really earthy oil. It's one, the smell kind of reminds me of vetiver, if you've ever smelled that. Slightly different, but it's a similar earthy smell. And just the general stuff that spikenard is good for. It helps with nervousness, or if you're feeling any feelings of anxiousness, it's really good for your skin. It is also really good for helping if you have any like nausea or head tension. It's really good for stress, things like that. You can apply it topically. Aromatically is great if you are into the earthy smells, but if not, bottoms of your feet, always good. But it's a really awesome oil. The other thing though that really stood out to me is that spikenard is known as the oil of gratitude. And I have a book that talks about using essential oils to help with your emotions. I have it right here actually. It's an awesome book. If you don't have it, you should get it. But it talks about spikenard being the oil of gratitude. So it talks about being the oil of gratitude. And the thing that really stood out to me lately was Ben's sleeping. And if you follow me on Instagram or have for a little bit, you know that that is something that we have struggled with. When he was little, he slept awesome. At about 3 months, when I went back to work, he just magically started sleeping through the night. It was awesome. I was so well rested. Things were going great. And he seriously was such an easy baby. And now he's still an easy baby. He's still really happy. He's still, you know, just a sweet little guy, but he does not sleep well. He just doesn't. And it wasn't too bad. He stopped sleeping through the night about a month and a half after that, but he would still only wake up every few hours and eat and go back to sleep. And then in December, I had a big break from work, so I was like, okay, we're going to try and get him sleep trained. We're going to do some gentle cry it out methods, and we're going to see how that goes. And it did not work. It was awful. It didn't work. Austin even, it was like, look, this isn't working. I can tell what a toll it's taking on both of you. This obviously isn't what's for us. And so we stopped doing that. But ever since then, his sleeping has been horrendous. It's almost like us trying to do the whole cry it out thing, even for the short time period that we did, made things way worse. And so I've had some really conflicted feelings about it, because on one side, I am always like, you know what, Mom, do what you need to do. Like, don't be ashamed. Do what you have to do. It's great. Don't let anybody tell you not to. And on the other side, I feel like I had this whole plan before I had him of how I was going to get him sleeping through the night and how we were just going to do all these certain things. And I had this brilliant plan of how I was going to do all of it, and it was going to work flawlessly and be great. And anybody who's ever been a parent knows you feel that way until you have kids, and then that all goes out the window, because that's just not the way real life works. And so ever since the whole December thing, it's just been a struggle to even get him to sleep in his own bed. And we have let him sleep in our bed a few times, but Austin and I don't sleep as well when he's in our bed. Austin's constantly worried he's gonna like roll on him or something, or that I'm going to. And every time Ben wakes up in the middle of the night, I'm stressing that it's waking Austin up, because he goes to work so early in the morning. Like, he has to be there at 5 a.m. And so it's just, that situation doesn't really work for us. And I know that that works for a lot of parents. I know it works for my sister, and has for as long as she's had her little guy. And that's great. If that works for you, that's awesome. It didn't work out for us. And so I've been stuck in this struggle of, okay, bed sharing is not what's for us. The cry it out method isn't for us, but we still have life that we have to attend to, and I have to have enough sleep to be a functioning human. And I've just been really having this inner struggle with what to do. And honestly, on hard nights, which unfortunately has been more often than not since then, Ben and I usually end up sleeping on the couch. And the truth of the matter is, the way that we can lay on the couch and I can fully relax and know that he's not going to roll off anywhere, because I've got him laying on me, on my shoulder, where I know he's not going to roll on his face, I know he's not going to roll on the floor, he's not going to get rolled on by me. I can relax, I sleep just fine. Austin has the whole bed to himself, so he's doing pretty alright. And Ben sleeps because I'm there. He's not alone in his room in the dark, and obviously he has a hard time with that. And I know this isn't something that's sustainable, but it's kind of our survival mode to try and just get enough sleep to function. And it's something I have felt a lot of, I don't want to say shame, but I feel a lot of just embarrassment kind of around that. It's not like I'm proud to be like, hey, I don't know what to do to make my baby sleep, so we end up sleeping on the couch a lot. It doesn't sound great. I don't know. It doesn't sound like something that I want to be broadcasting to the world, ironically enough, since I am making a video to broadcast to the entire world. But it's just something I've been really having a mental struggle with, because it's not the picture perfect way that it should go. It's, you're supposed to, he's almost a year old by now. We should have everything figured out, right? That's not it at all. And so when I found this, I was looking through my book, and it has this little thing about spikenard being the oil of gratitude, which I always try to be grateful, so obviously that's a good thing, and it kind of stuck out to me. But the more I read it, the more I was like, wow, I really should be implementing this oil in my life. It's obviously something that I could really benefit from right now. And one of the reasons, I'm just going to read a few sentences. It says, it invites individuals to let go and find an appreciation for all of life's experiences. And then a little later it says, spikenard teaches individuals to be grateful for their challenges as well as their blessings. And that's exactly what this is, because it's been hard for me. It's been really hard, but it's also, I'm so grateful to have him, and I'm so grateful that I'm his safe place, that if he needs to sleep and he needs to be by me to feel safe in order to sleep, even though it's not ideal and it's not something I want to brag about or anything like that, that at least he knows that I'm safe for him. And if I can make him feel safe and we both end up with a night of sleep that we need, then that's okay. And that's what we're going to do right now until we figure something else out, until he gets old enough that he feels comfortable in his bed. And some nights he does feel comfortable and he's okay in there, and a lot of nights he doesn't, and it's okay. And I'm going to learn to appreciate that and just appreciate the season of life that we're in right now. And so when I read that, I knew that I need to start implementing this. So this is now going in my daily routine. I'm going to be rubbing it all over me whenever I need it, probably especially before bed, so that if we have a rough night, I can accept that with a little bit more grace and give myself a little bit more of a break than I have been. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I am sure I'm not the only mom who has something, whether it's sleeping or whether it's something else that you're struggling with. And so if there's something that helps you to accept your blessings and your hard things at the same time, and realize it's just a season we're all going through, then that's what I want to do. So my advice to you today is to invest in some spikenard and get yourself some slack. So I love you all. If you have any advice, for me, I'm willing to take it or at least listen. And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Love you all.